the name of the book is The Grownup. So as The Grownup, I got to do a book unboxing video for it.
But I'm the grown-up.
I'm the grown-up.
I'm the grown-up.
All right, as the bigger man, I'll let you be the grown-up.
Because I'm the grown-up.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining me today, The Grownup. I do truly appreciate it. And I got a book in the mailbox. In fact, it is New Year's Day as I speak. Happy New Year. That means January the 1st, 2025. It's going to be tough switching from 2024 to 2025 as it is every year. Usually by June, I've got it down, got it all mastered. But I got a book in the mailbox from Lividian Publications, one of my favorite publishers on God's green earth. And Brian James Freeman, one of the great ones, one of the greats. He has learned the trade and he delivers. He's got this thing down to a science. Even if it is difficult for him sometimes, he really delivers, takes care of the customers, puts books on my shelves that I do truly love. But I got a book in the mailbox called The Grownup by Gillian Flynn. And so this is a new limited edition book. It's not a new book. It's a new limited edition version of the Gillian Flynn book, novella, whatever you want to call it, called The Grownup. And I'd never read it before, but I'm a Patreon subscriber. I'm on the Lividian Publications limited edition tier, something like that, whatever you call that thing there. So I get the limited edition books. I also get arcs of them books, advanced review copies. And I showed you an arc in a book haul that I got from Lividian of this book. An arc is a soft cover version of an upcoming book usually. Lividian's arcs look very good and I'm glad to get them. But anyway, I got a few arcs in that book haul, and I read a few of them books. And one of them that I read was Gillian Flynn's The Grownup. Having never read her before, I knew that she was an author of some pretty popular books like Gone Girl, Dark Places, Sharp Objects. Those three novels are very highly rated, well-regarded books from Gillian Flynn. And then there's The Grownup. And not knowing anything about this author other than they made some movies and TV shows and stuff about her work, and she's very popular. Not knowing anything about her, on the Goodreads, I noticed that The Grownup was kind of like the odd book out. The other three very highly rated, The Grownup not so much. And anyway, I got the arc and I read it and I figured out perhaps why, but I gotta say, I'm a fan. I read her what seems to be least popular book, and I thought it was fabulous. Left me wanting more. Left me hoping that there's some of that in her more popular works. So I need to read some of those books too, and I'm hoping that she goes back in this direction again, a little bit less serious. We've got a story that starts out with this girl working at a place called Spiritual Palms, and she's got a one-eyed mother. And that's it's just lots of those kinds of things. But she works at a place called Spiritual Palms. And as you would guess, they do palm reading and stuff like that. But her actual job is a little bit different. She uses her hands for other things. Different types of clientele serviced here. But we read the book. We'll get into that. This is not a book review. But anyway, a great character, a great way of telling a story. And it moves into what becomes a very intriguing and very interesting story. But that's not what we're here to do on this particular video. I'm going to do a book review of that. I should have done it 2 weeks ago. But I've been busy with Christmas and New Year's and all that kind of stuff. What I'm here today, in fact, here's the arc that I read. The arc from Lividian Publications of The Grownup. And that's what the dust jacket artwork looks like. The Aaron S. Wells artwork. Aaron is the artist. But here is the limited edition, and I want to open it up, take a look and see what it looks like. I love Lividian Publications. limited edition books that are numbered editions. And I've been very impressed with every single one that I've gotten. And so you get, in this case, I believe this thing is fully sold out. I went to their website today because I got it for the Patreon subscription. I went to their website today just to verify, and it's listed on their site, and it shows that you can join up for the waiting list, which usually means books done, sold out. So they published 600 numbered editions. Lividian calls it the limited edition. They also have a lettered, which usually goes on sale at a later date when the books are ready. One of the neat things about Brian James Freeman's business model is he usually doesn't put the books on sale until they're about ready to ship. He wants that sale date and that ship date to be tight. He used to work for Cemetery Dance, and I'll just leave it at that. He's learned some valuable lessons, and he's doing some great work. Like I said before, one of my favorite publishers on God's green earth. But something great to expect from Lividian and Brian James Freeman is this: well-protected books. On top, there was a little piece of styrofoam. The styrofoam fills this very small gap because he don't want his stuff moving around. Movement means busted books. And then you got the form-fitted foam. One piece, two piece. And then in here is our book and bookmark. And you can see here how it all fits together. So great packaging to protect my books. If there's one thing I can't stand, it's a busted up book. Especially when I'm expecting something to be nice and beautiful and tippity top shape. And Brian James Freeman does everything possible to make sure that his books endure the wrath, not the wrath, but his books endure the system, the shipping system of getting something from his place to your place in as good a condition as they possibly can be in. So it's in a bag. I love this. Very, very Suntupian, which I really dig. And here's something else new and neat. Numbered, awesome, limited edition, custom bookmarks, book specific, featuring the artwork from Aaron S. Wells that we talked about. And look at there. This is truly a limited edition bookmark. It is number 56. And Brian, in a recent email that I got, explained that there was a little bit of a snafu here. See, he ordered these bookmarks, and he wanted the bookmarks to match the book, and there was a lot of ins and outs on how it works, from the binder and the bookmark maker and numbering the books and all this stuff. But he wanted the bookmarks to match the book, so he gave them the numbers, and when the bookmark maker printed the bookmarks, he put all these zeros in it, which is not what not what he had in mind, but it looks great. Awesome, it looks cool. But he didn't want the books to be numbered that way, the books themselves. And we'll look at my book here in a minute. He wanted them to be numbered. Mine would be 56. 56, that's it. But from what he said was, I think the person that numbered the books ended up doing this same thing. So I think I remember him saying the book would be number 000/56, 00056 of 600 books. But we'll take a look and see. And this is a great, awesome, cool thing that I'm glad that he's doing. I don't know of anybody else that does this. If there is, there's nobody else that does this that I buy from now anyway. So I'll set this up here so I'll make sure I'll forget it, and it'll sit there for a couple of days. I'll find it and say, oh shoot, forgot. But here's what we came for. What I came for anyway. I don't know why you showed up. You were invited guests, so I'm glad you came. Sit a spell, stay a while. Just leave by 10. I got to go to bed. Got to work in the morning. But this also, from what I read, this book created some troubles. You see this excellent looking slipcase. You can see, for those of you who like to put them on the shelf the wrong way, the back of the slipcase says the Grownup, Gillian, Flynn, LP. Great stuff. But what he's done for this book, and I think what he said he's not going to do anymore, was it's die cut on both sides. See, as far as I know, Lividian Publications books have had a die-cut slipcase. It would be on this side right here. Die-cut window showing you the center of the dust jacket artwork, which is cool. You see, I love slipcases. I prefer slipcases, but one of the negatives is that it does hide some very good artwork. You'll see the spine and that's it. When you take it off the shelf, not only do you get to see a cool slipcase, but you do get to see some of that Aaron S. Wells artwork front and back. So great stuff. And you can feel it. It's a little bit different type of texture and material than the other books. There's a few different types that I've gotten from them. But anyway, it's a little bit different. You can kind of see the texture there, or whatever that is. But anyway, what I guess Brian James Freeman didn't realize is having die cuts on both sides would make production more difficult and time consuming, probably more expensive too. And he said he probably won't do that again because of that. So I'm assuming in the future we'll be seeing books with his typical die cut window on the one side. Let me take that out, show you a little bit more about the slipcase. This is not cheap junk that you'll get from some publishers. It's thick. It's thick, it's good stuff, and it's nice. And you can look inside this window and you see that the material wraps around towards the inside. So you can see that lip there. See that shiny? That's nice. Nice. Good stuff. Good stuff. And then here is the Aaron S. Wells dust jacket. So just a slight comparison between the ARC and the limited edition. You see the difference? Anyway, the limited edition on the dust jacket does not have the verbiage, the title, the author's name. It does have the artwork. It's a little more crisp, a little more clear. The spine, though, does have all that information. It's about the same. Different thickness. It's a different type of production. And the ARC has ARC information, more stuff about the book and selling and how to contact, stuff like that. But here is the back of the dust jacket. So very, very cool artwork. I don't know how well you can see that. It looks so good. And I'm glad that when I read this book, I liked it as much as I did. It holds an important place in my collection because I really did like this story. Let me show you this dust jacket, and then I'll show you the book itself. And there is author Gillian Flynn, and there is the dust jacket all stretched out. Look at, you see that house? The house is in the story. Anyway, what else? Anything interesting on here? Jacket design by Desert Isle Design LLC. Artwork by Aaron S. Wells. So you got the color artwork on the front. And then there are 12 black and white interior illustrations. So for $100, Lividian Publications brings home the bacon. They deliver the goods. They make the milk. How do you make milk? I don't know. They do it to it. Making great books at a great price and a great value. And I show you it's not a thick book, 140 pages. It's small. I don't know if it would be considered a novel, maybe an H.G. Wells size, even not quite H.G. Wells size, probably a novella. But you got hot foil stamping on the cover, and you can kind of see it's almost like almost a duotone color. See how it changes. Hot foil stamping on the spine. Just looks so good. It's quality stuff. You got a built-in satin ribbon page marker. Smith's sewn binding. Man, it's just good stuff there. Good stuff. I think they're, like I said, there's our end papers. But oh, I didn't show you that. And when the light reflects on it, you see that? Just nice. I don't want to miss a thing. But 600 copies, and as I suspected, I think I read that in an email. This one is number 00056. Awesome, cool. I kind of dig it. I don't know. It looks different, and that's what we're getting. Is different stuff. It is signed by Gillian Flynn. It is also signed by Joe Hill, who writes the foreword, a special foreword for this book, the only limited edition version of the Grownup that's been published as of this date anyway. And also signed by Aaron S. Wells, the illustrator. Special signed edition of the Grownup is limited to 600 numbered copies. And it is on acid-free archival quality paper, so it's good stuff. Feel that paper. Feel it. It's nice. It's good quality stuff. And artwork. Check that out. It looks so good. The front of this piece, it looks so good. I'm glad to have this one. It exceeds expectations. I had that arc. I read the book. I really liked it. And here's the Joe Hill forward. Class is in session. And getting this limited edition in hand, I thought I knew what I was getting, but I didn't. I didn't know what to expect. I thought I did, but I was wrong. And there's just how this thing is laid out. It's a beauty from start to finish. But the limited edition, you see those pages? The limited edition just exceeds expectation. Every single page is a ting of beauty, and I want to try to catch some more of these black and white interior illustrations. And as occasionally will happen on illustrated books, is some of the illustrations may tell a piece of the story. I don't know. So viewer beware. I'm going to show you these illustrations. If you're worried that seeing pictures from the book will spoil something for you, just cover your eyes, darling, and we'll work from that angle there. But so many cool illustrations. And the illustrations here did help me to paint a picture of some of these characters. So I enjoyed reading the arc, seeing the illustrations inside, and the way that they're done, this black and white type of drawing style. It looks so good. I love it. I mean, I love it. It looks like somebody had a fancy pencil and sitting here doing sketches for me. It looks so good. I really like it. It's a great way to publish this book. I told you I really enjoyed the story. I love the story. Makes me want to read more stuff from Gillian Flynn. Can't believe. I mean, I feel almost ashamed that I haven't read some of these books already, but I haven't. But I really liked this one, and I intend to read more. But the book itself is so nice. So it is a very important book that I'm proud to have on the shelf in the collection. And quite frankly, one of the neat things about being a limited edition book collector and learning to trust, in some ways, these publishers like Paul Miller from Earthling Publications. Did I say Earthling a minute ago? This is Lividian. And like Brian James Freeman from Lividian Publications, and Paul Fry from SST, and Paul Suntup from Suntup. Learning to trust some of these publishers as a curator. I don't know if I showed you that one or not. As a curator. Kind of giving them the benefit of the doubt on some of these books. But collecting limited edition books has opened up my world over the last 25 years. It's opened up my reading world. I've read so many books that I would have never considered reading just walking down a library aisle or going online to order a book or walking down the Borders book aisle or Barnes & Noble or BAM, Books A Million BAM. Books I never would have bothered to pick up, never would have bothered to read. But then when you acknowledgments, thanks to George R.R. Martin, who asked me to write him a story. So sounds like a cool backstory, and I read that too. But having these people put books out there and tempting us. I've read so many books that I would not have even thought about before. And so this is one of them. This is one of them here that I'm better off because of Brian James Freeman publishing this book, this limited edition book. Because I got to read a great story from Gillian Flynn. Opened up a little bit of a new world for me. And that's what books do. And limited edition books, for me, have got me to read a lot of books I never would have read before. This is a book I'd have never picked up off the shelf. I'd have probably never even heard of. I'd have heard of Gillian Flynn, that she wrote some popular books. I'd have seen that this was one of the least popular of the four that I found, the first four that I looked at. And I'd have said, skip that one. And I'd have moved on to the others. Glad I didn't. So anyway, that's That's all the lies I can think of to tell. I intend to do a book review, a full book review of this story. I really enjoyed it. It really is, it subverts expectations, if you know what I mean. Anyway, thank you for your time. I do truly appreciate it, and say la vie, baby, through.